Hi, I'm Danielle. Welcome to my perfume journal. So every year I go back through all of the perfumes that I added to my collection that year and I select my perfume of the year. And I have turned this into a little March Madness style competition where I've written the name of the 16 perfumes that I added to my collection this year and also wore the most. And then I selected two perfumes at a time at random to pair up against each other. And in each round, we'll be narrowing the Sweet 16 that you see in front of you down to the Elite 8. And then the Elite 8 will become the Final Four. The Final Four will become the top two. And then we will select the perfume that will be named the Pretend Honor of Perfume of the Year for 2025. So today we will be looking over the Sweet 16, and I will let you know what you all voted for to move on to the Elite 8. So let's get started with our first pairing. So the first two perfumes that went up against each other are Omo Heli from Diptyque and Embrace French Lavender and Tuberose from Vera Wang. And moving on to round two in the competition is Embrace French Lavender and Tuberose from Vera Wang, coming in with 53.6% of the votes. Now, Omo Heli was definitely the front runner up until this morning, and when I checked the votes, Embrace French Lavender and Tuberose squeaked ahead in the competition, so Embrace French Lavender and Tuberose will be moving on to the Elite 8. All right, let's go on to the next pairing. Our second pairing were two very opposite types of perfumes. We have Shalimar L'Essence from Guerlain up against A Drop d'Issy from Issey Miyake. So moving on from the Sweet 16 to the Elite 8 is Shalimar L'Essence. That came in with, let me take a look, 62% of the votes. So that was definitely the front runner in this round. And moving on to the Elite 8. Our next pairing was Luminous from La Perla up against Musk Noir Rose from Narciso Rodriguez. And squeaking ahead with 52% of the votes, it is Musk Noir Rose from Narciso Rodriguez. So that is moving on to the Elite 8. Okay, the next two perfumes that came up against each other in round one were Narciso Poudre from Narciso Rodriguez and Mon Guerlain in the EDT concentration from Guerlain. And moving on to round two will be, Mon Guerlain coming in with 67.6% of the votes, the highest number of votes received so far. In the celebrity pairing, we have Lovely Lights from Sarah Jessica Parker up against Solstice Bloom from Jennifer Aniston. And the winner of this pairing is Lovely Lights from Sarah Jessica Parker with 55.6% of the votes. Our next pairing were two perfumes that came off my wish list this year. Big splurges for me. We have Melograno from Santa Maria Novella up against Pure Poison from Dior. And the winner of this round is the classic Pure Poison from Dior, coming in with 66% of the votes. So next up, we had Lovely You from Sarah Jessica Parker up against Nightingale from Zoologist. And the winner of this round is Nightingale from Zoologist, coming in with 54% of the votes. And for our last pairing, we had Pamplemousse from Guerlain up against L'Entre Rouge from Givenchy. And this is another match. Another perfume was ahead in the votes initially, and then when I checked again this morning, its competition perfume moved in front. So the winner of this pairing is L'Entre Rouge from Givenchy. I am going to reset the tray, and here we have the Elite 8. So I'll reach into my little cup of scent strips and choose the pairings for round two. So our first pairing for round two is going to be L'Entre from Givenchy up against Musk Noir Rose from Narciso Rodriguez. I will link the previous video down below that has like longer descriptions of the perfumes in them. Just to keep these videos a little bit shorter as we go, I'll give a brief description of each one. So L'Entre Rouge is a big, heady, spicy floral with pimento leaf and ginger, a humongous dose of tuberose in the heart, and an even bigger dose of very sharp patchouli in the base. And Musk Noir Rose is a powdery, fruity floral with plum and tuberose and that signature Narciso musk. It's a really wonderful everyday wear, especially in fall and winter. I just added this perfume to my collection last month, so you can see by the dent just how much I've been wearing it. So here we have our first pairing for round 2 in the Elite 8. Okay, so here we have a pairing of 2 classic perfumes, Mon Guerlain from Guerlain in the EDT concentration up against Pure Poison from Christian Dior. Mon Guerlain is lavender vanilla. It's creamy and a little bit fresh and a little bit soapy and a little bit musky. It's a very perfumey perfume and it's absolutely beautiful. And Pure Poison smells like a 5-star hotel. It's clean, soapy, white florals, but make it elegant with a musky, woody base. 2 beautiful designer perfumes competing against each other. This is going to be a tough one. So for our next pairing, we have Shalimar L'Essence from Guerlain up against Embrace French Lavender and Tuberose from Vera Wang. So Shalimar L'Essence was created for the 100th anniversary of Shalimar. It is a beautiful, smoky, balsamic vanilla. The classic Shalimar profile reimagined for the 100th anniversary, with a hefty dose of bourbon vanilla to sweeten it up and make it extra creamy. And then Embrace French Lavender and Tuberose is also a beautiful creamy perfume that contains vanilla. It is lavender, tuberose, cocoa, and a little bit of sweet mandarin orange up top. It is super comforting, super creamy, and both of these are 2 of my favorite bedtime perfumes. And so that leaves Nightingale from Zoologist up against Lovely Lights from Sarah Jessica Parker. So Nightingale is a vintage style floral chypre with plum blossom as the hero note. And Lovely Lights is a very creamy light floral that features a honeysuckle note. So that brings us to our final pairing from round 2 in the Elite 8. Okay, so there you have it, the Elite 8. And in the description box below, I'll have a link to a new Google form where you can vote for the perfumes that you think should move on to the next round. And then in a few days, I'll look at the votes and we will see who's going to go up against each other for the final 4. So thank you so much for watching, for playing along, and for leaving your comments about the Sweet 16 on the last video. I really appreciate you chiming in on this competition. I hope this is a fun little distraction or diversion for everyone at a very busy time of year for many people. And I'm excited to see who you vote for in this round and which perfume is going to make it all the way to the end. So thanks again for watching. I hope you have a really great day, and I'll see you in a few days with the next video. Bye.